I declare that true strength lies in the courage to be vulnerable. My counsel is plain, a leader's honesty binds men more than armor. When a leader names error, followers earn trust instead of fear. You now stand behind polished guard, you after 30 days stand before your men unafraid. Do admit faults plainly before your company. List 3 lessons learned from each failing. Ask counsel freely and accept correction without defense. Do model repair by naming action to remedy the wrong. I watched a young commander confess a routing he caused. He spoke plainly to his soldiers before dawn. They wept for loss and rose to steady the line. That morning the army fought with new conviction and steadiness. Takeaway: a leader's confession becomes the soil where loyalty grows. Do not mistake confession for endless self-reproach. Avoid trading leadership for pity, act to mend harm swiftly. Fail not to set bounds, name the error, then name remedy. Measure trust by simple acts, count 3 honest admissions each month. You after 30 days will see bowed faces lift. Begin tonight by naming 1 error to your nearest captain. Do record their response and any change in duty taken. Return in 1 week to measure honesty by action rather than words. I promise further counsel on how to cultivate such courage. Confession should be public when harm touches the many. Public words bind responsibility to repair and example. List the harms, name those tasked, and appoint swift remedies. Vague softness breeds doubt and corrodes command. Speak plain words and attach clear consequence to each error. Such reward binds confession to duty. Vulnerability must become a method of shared learning. Hold councils where every man states a fault and repair he will perform. This practice trains men to name error and propose remedies. The cost of hiding errors grows heavier than the hurt of truth. Name that cost openly so men see consequence for secrecy. Do offer repair as the sure path back to duty. Praise is due when vulnerability spurs repair and not mere lament. Do honor public deeds that follow confession with genuine recognition. The measure should be work done, not tears spoken. Train yourself to speak first of wrongs your hand caused. Practice brief confession daily and act without delay to correct harm. Return weekly to compare promises against deeds and reports. False displays of weakness seek sympathy and yield no remedy. Ask 3 elders to observe whether confession leads truly to action. Their counsel will reveal when honesty births repair or stays mere words. Begin now, speak 1 clear fault before your men tomorrow. Do set the remedy and name those who shall carry it. Return to me in later counsel and I will teach repair to become habit. Receive criticism without haste, weighing it by deed and truth. Do thank the accuser when they show a path to repair. Do set right what can be set right, and announce the result. Use simple tallies to mark repaired duties and restored trust. Report numbers weekly, aiming for half again as many honest admissions within 2 months. This measure will show whether confession becomes habit or stays mere phrase. Courage is not armor, it is the choice to open the door. I hold that honest weakness binds a command more than feigned infallibility. When a leader names his error, followers sense truth and align. This reduces fear, and it converts obedience into willing service. Admit a failing plainly, explain its cause, propose repair, and invite counsel. Once I confessed to a misjudged march and named my false estimate. Soldiers relaxed, offered correct maps, and shored our path in a night. Takeaway: open regret summoned skill and saved many lives. Mistake: cloaking confession in blame, avoid this by naming fact only. Measure trust by the number of voices that advise you within 60 days. You now hold sway through fear, you after 30 days will hold sway through counsel. Soon I will show how confession must be measured by wisdom. Is every truth fit for the field? I teach that disclosure must pair with clear purpose to bind strength, not sow doubt. Purpose guides what to reveal, it prevents weakness from fracturing command. Purpose turns confession into instruction and rallying cry. Choose a single truth to share, state what you will change, ask for specific aid, and set limits. I once named an error in supply and promised a new rationing law. Carriers offered routes and we saved the stores, morale rose within a week. Takeaway: purposeful confession summons solutions and quick recovery. Mistake: confessing without plan, avoid by drafting actions before speech. Count implemented suggestions after one cycle, seek 8 new proposals as a goal. You now might offer apologies that confuse, you after 30 days will offer apologies that steer effort. Today, list 3 facts you will confess and 1 change you will enact. Vulnerability requires guardrails to preserve dignity and duty. I counsel disclosure that warms and shields, not exposure that erodes trust. Boundaries keep the heart open while preventing chaos and undue burden. Decide the scope of confession, state the limits, refuse gossip, and preserve private wounds. A captain revealed fear about an ambush, yet he withheld his son's ailment. The camp united in watchfulness, but personal sorrow remained with kin and healer. Takeaway: boundaries focus help without dissolving command. Mistake: oversharing every trouble, avoid by testing words with a trusted elder first. Track number of occasions you share private sorrow publicly, reduce them by 50% in 2 months. You now may pour truth without caution, you after 60 days will pour with wise measure. Begin now, choose one truth, state its limits, and speak it to one comrade. A leader's shame can teach more than his triumph. I claim that owning public chastisement instructs the camp more swiftly than hiding blame. When I accept fault before the host, learning spreads and fear diminishes. Announce the error, outline restitution, name who will learn, reward those who counsel, and record the lesson. Once I misallocated scouts, I spoke in the circle and ordered training. Some soldiers derided me, then joined drills, and the scouts returned skilled. Takeaway: public ownership converts satire into instruction and forges skill. Mistake: performative penance, avoid by pairing apology with enduring repair. Count new practices adopted after public admission, aim for 3 within 2 months. You now may punish and hide, you after 60 days will teach through your shame. Tomorrow, name 1 public mistake and 1 training you will order. To multiply courage, one must teach others to lower their shields. I instruct leaders to set rights of measured disclosure to make confession habitual. Habits ease risk, they turn rare bravery into expected practice across ranks. Create a brief forum, limit time, require 1 statement and 1 remedy, and rotate speakers. In a small camp I began a morning council of 1 truth each. Takeaway: regular confession eased pride, and skill began to spread quietly. Mistake: ritual without sincerity, avoid by modeling depth in your own words. Track attendance and named contributions, seek 20% growth in candid counsel within 3 months. You now may fear that ritual feigns strength, you after 90 days will find honest tongues more common. Start today, convene 1 forum and invite 3 comrades to speak. I declare, courage lies in opening the heart, not hiding behind armor. Admitting faults invites truth and binds followers by trust. Once I confessed a flawed plan and retreated briefly, trust rose. You now observe wary eyes, you after 30 days hold steady loyalty. List 1 failure to admit today, name 1 lesson learned, ask counsel from 2 followers. Do not cloak error, do not apologize without remedy, measure candid reports increase by 20% in 30 days. Do not mistake silence for strength, for silence may hide fear. Speaking true weakness grants followers permission to share burdens, strengthening bonds. Once I revealed error and officers offered remedies, morale rose. You now keep doubts within, you after 30 days will see shared counsel. Speak of one personal strain in counsel, invite 2 suggestions, record responses. Do not stage confession, avoid empty gestures, count proposals per week to measure change. Courage to confess must be disciplined, not reckless self-flagellation. Clear apology pairs with remedy and plan, restoring order and purpose. Once I pledged change without map, trust never returned. You now say sorry without action, you after 30 days will be judged by deeds. Offer precise corrective steps, assign tasks clearly, follow up with dates. Do pair apology with concrete plan, avoid vagueness, measure completed steps weekly. Vulnerability must be bounded by purpose, expose only what leads to repair. Sharing pain without remedy breeds disorder. Once I listed sorrows without aim, counsel scattered and confusion grew. You now overshare stray sorrow, you after 30 days will see focus restored. Share one trouble paired with proposed remedy, set limits on topics, welcome critique. Align confession to purpose, avoid rambling, track focused replies ratio to measure focus. Honesty about limits invites creative strength among kin and commanders. When you name lack, others offer skill, training, or counsel, expanding capacity. Once I concealed lack and watchmen faltered. You now hide weakness and shoulder tasks alone, you after 30 days gain allies. Admit one limit each week, ask for 2 aids, accept one offered help. Admit one limit each week, ask for 2 aids, measure assistance accepted per month. My bravest act is to show the ache and then act upon it. This lesson crafts loyalty. Once I moved upon confessed fault and soldiers rallied, courage spread among ranks. You now fear loss of face for truth, you after 30 days will keep steadfast hearts. Act on one confessed error, report progress weekly, reward honest counsel. Act on one confessed error today, report progress weekly, now ask one ally one truth. Modeling change matters more than confessing faults without growth. When you act upon revealed weakness, followers see a path, not pity. Once I showed learning after error, men followed my steps. You now confess then stall, you after 30 days gain fewer followers than promised. Take one lesson from error, practice it openly, report progress to counsel. Show small victories from change, avoid idle confession, measure applied improvements % monthly. Give credit for remedies and let courage spread among the whole. When leaders own error and credit others for fixes, service deepens. Once I praised a captain for a remedy and unity strengthened. You now hold praise close, you after 30 days see cliques form instead of unity. Credit those who propose solutions, share rewards, invite them to teach the troop. Reward shared remedies publicly, avoid hoarding praise, measure participation increase by % each month. I declare, a commander who confesses fear wins deeper allegiance. Name one fear plainly, state its cause, ask one counsel, offer a small shared task. Such speech clears doubt and tightens lines. Once I admitted error before my camp, distrust fell. Takeaway, honesty drew counsel, avoid mere boast, measure progress by 3 shared counsels weekly, you after 30 days will hear more voices. I insist, to own error is to hasten skill among the ranks. Admit the error, describe what failed, name the lesson, assign experiment to prove repair. This severs blame and turns sorrow to methodical work. Once I owned a plan broken at dawn, soldiers tested new drills nightly. Takeaway, owning error made method, avoid blaming others, measure learning by 2 small trials each fortnight, you now will watch swift corrections. I state, When I soften my armor, truth walks beside my spear. Call a brief forum, permit each speaker 1 minute, thank candor, record one improvement. This makes frank speech routine and reduces hidden danger. A youth reported a fault in fortifications. We repaired at dusk and lost fewer men. Takeaway: ritual invites truth, avoid token praise, measure voiced faults weekly, aim 50%, you after 30 days will see mended shields. I teach, to admit a limit invites capable hands. Name one limit, name one required skill, appoint a steward, set oversight. This prevents brittle command and cultivates skill diversity. I once confessed ignorance of irrigation, a farmer taught us methods and harvest rows. Takeaway: admitting limits grew competence, avoid shifting blame, measure by 2 delegated tasks monthly, you after 30 days will watch duties settle. I warn, a leader who asks help sharpens the sword of the whole host. Seek counsel from 3 elders, invite critique, implement one suggestion, praise the advisor. This widens vision and corrects concealed faults quickly. Once I requested a smith's design, the wall held and losses shrank. Takeaway: help strengthen walls, avoid lone pride, measure implemented counsels monthly, aim 2, you now will see steadier ranks. I claim, sharing doubt about the long road binds hearts to purpose. Speak the vision and its shadow, ask for local goals, record responses, refine plan. This converts abstract aim into local duty and mutual ownership. I named uncertain weather on a campaign, captains adjusted rations and pace. Takeaway: shared doubt eased change, avoid vague remarks, measure alignment by 90-day goal rate, you after 30 days will steady stride. I teach, to claim less credit multiplies loyalty among warriors. Point to names often, record one triumph per man, reward effort, recount failures with credit to craft. This dissolves envy and binds personal honor to common cause. I praised a scout openly, others strove to match his courage. Takeaway: public credit grew allegiance, avoid hollow honors, measure candid praises weekly, aim 5, you now will feel loyalty deepen. I command, to change course openly preserve strength over stubborn pride. Admit the misstep, explain the new course, withdraw misplaced resources, thank those who adapted. This saves men and supplies and stores unity for future fights. Once I reversed a doomed march, the army recovered and later won. Takeaway: open reversal saved lives, avoid late stubbornness, measure loss reduction, aim 10%, you after 30 days will sense regained momentum. I counsel, make vulnerability a discipline, not a single act of theater. Set weekly confession time, record 3 lessons, rotate facilitation, publish 1 change. This cements habit and prevents one-off showmanship. We held seasonal councils, officers grew frank and plans sharpened. Takeaway: disciplined openness became strength, avoid private exceptions, measure monthly confessed faults, aim 20, you now must call the next council. He who reveals fault binds more hearts than he who hides behind armor.